Hi, this video is preparation for a quiz that we are about to have on quadratics. Number one on the quiz prep asks you to find a lot of information about this equation. First thing it asks for is x-intercepts. So we find x-intercepts by setting y equal to 0. And then we have several ways that we can solve for x when y is 0. The easiest way is big X, so let's start there. Let's see if this factors. So I'm going to need a equals 1, b equals negative 10, c equals negative 24, and there's negative 24 because that's a times c, and there's negative 10. So I'm looking for two numbers whose product is negative 24 and whose sum is negative 10. You should pause right now if you would like a chance to figure those out on your own. Those factors are negative 12 and positive 2. If you got 6 and 4, you weren't paying attention to your signs. So negative 12 times 2 is negative 24, and negative 12 plus 2 is negative 10. So now my factors are x minus 12 and x plus 2, and both of those equal 0. I'm going to set each of those equal to 0 and solve for x. So there I have solved for x. Now remember that we state x-intercepts as ordered pairs. So our x-intercepts are 12, 0 and negative 2, 0. And later in the instructions, it says to check your work for the x-intercepts by substituting into the original equation. So I'm going to go ahead and do that before I do everything else. So let's check. Is it true that if we do x equals 12, will we get 0? That would be 12 squared minus 10 times 12, because that was 10x, and then minus 24. That's 144 minus 120 minus 24. 144 minus 120 is 24 minus 24, and that does equal 0. So x equals 12 is a solution. We're also going to test the negative 2 answer. So again, our equation was y equals x squared minus 10x minus 24. And we want to see when y is 0, does this side equal 0 if x equals negative 2? Negative 2 squared, notice the parentheses, minus 10 times negative 2, minus 24. That becomes 4 plus 20 minus 24. 4 plus 20 is 24. Minus 24 is 0. So that works. So x equals negative 2 is also a solution. So on your paper, make sure that you clearly mark that you found your x-intercepts. Make sure you mark that you checked your work. Now let's go back to the part of the question that says find the x-intercepts, the y-intercept, line of symmetry, vertex, and concavity. So let's do the y-intercept. Find a y-intercept by making x 0. So if x is 0, we have y equals 0 squared minus 10 times 0 minus 24. Y equals 0 minus 0, negative 24. So our ordered pair is 0, negative 24 for the y-intercept. And if you recall, I told you there is a shortcut, and that is your y-intercept in standard form should be 0 comma, negative 24, which is what we got, 0, comma, c. Great, so we found our y-intercept, and now we need to find our line of symmetry. The equation for line of symmetry is negative b over 2a. So our line of symmetry will be x equals negative b over 2a. Earlier we said that b was negative 10. So that's going to equal negative 10, positive 10 for 2 equals 5. So our line of symmetry is x equals 5. So be sure to clearly label that on your paper and show me that you did the work. The vertex. We find the vertex by using negative b over 2a and then the y value that goes with that. And that would mean what we need to do now is substitute 5 for x and find what y would be. So our equation, x squared minus 10x minus 24, we want to see what happens when x is 5. What y will we get? It will be 5 squared minus 10 times 5 minus 24. 25 minus 50 minus 24. 25 minus 50, the signs are different, so we're going to do 50 minus 25, which gives us 25, and we'll take the sign of the larger number. So negative 25 minus 24, that means that y equals negative 49. So our vertex is 5, comma, negative 49. The next thing that we're going to find is the concavity. Here's our equation. And our equation is concave up because we determined earlier that a equals 1. So I'm going to write concave up because a equals 1. So now we're asked to sketch a graph for all of these. And when I sketch a graph using all of these points, the first thing I want to do is see what are the points that I'm going to graph. And what I know about this is I found that I had my x-intercepts were 12, 0, and negative 2, 0. My y-intercept was 0, comma, negative 24. And my line of symmetry was x equals 5. And my vertex was 5, comma, negative 49. And I'm concave up. So I'm going to sketch an x and y axis, and I'm going to notice that I need negative 49 and negative 24 to make this work. So you know what? I'm going to put my x-axis a little higher than usual. Since negative 49 is my largest y value, I'm going to put that here. Negative 24 is approximately halfway, so I'm going to mark the negative 24 here. So let's graph that. That's my y-intercept. My x-intercepts, well, if that's 24 and I need a positive 12, it'd be like half the distance. Notice I'm putting the 12 there. Then negative 2 is my other x-intercept, negative 2, 0. Let's going to be very close. My line of symmetry is x equals 5. That should be directly in between these. And then my vertex is 5, negative 49. Oh, I put that in a bad place, didn't I? Remember I said to always mark your ordered pair on that. And can we reflect the y-intercept? Negative 24 is 5 units from the line of symmetry, this y-intercept. So that means there'll be another point right here at 10, comma, negative 24. So now we're ready to connect the points and make our graph. Let's see if I can do this first try. I like to connect these first, making sure I have a curve on the bottom. And I'm going to keep extending my parabola. Notice how it's slightly angled towards positive infinity and slightly angled towards negative infinity. So there is your graph for number 1. I'm going to stop this video and I will put number 2 on the next video.